Hello everyone. Today we are discussing one of the most critical pillars of academic and professional research, research ethics. You might feel it like a set of administrative burden, but actually ethics is what gives our work credibility and ensures we don't leave a trail of harm in our mission for searching for knowledge. So what is research ethics? Basically, research ethics refers to the moral principles that guide how we treat our participants and how we handle data. So, it is referred to as moral principles and standards that guide responsible research practices. So, these are the main ethical considerations in research. So, you can think of it as a social contract between the researcher and society. Why ethics matters? Research affects people's life. It shares sensitive experiences of respondents and it may cause harm to the respondents or the community. Without ethics, research can become exploitative. Historically, we have seen studies that caused lasting trauma. Today, ethical standards ensure we balance the scientific benefit against the human cost. So, ethics strengthens credibility and trust in research. These are the key ethical principles. We will explain this in the later slides. Respect for persons. That is the first ethical principles. We have to respect for persons or the respondents. We have to respect their dignity, their autonomy, and decisions of participation. This means recognizing that every participant has a right to say no at any time. It's not just about getting a signature on a form, it's about ensuring that they truly understand what they are signing up for. We have to respect that their autonomy and their decision to participate. Then the beneficence and non-beneficence. These sound like complex terms, but they are simple. So the beneficence is basically doing good. We aim to benefit participants or society positively. These concepts, the beneficence, consider how does this study help the community or the participant. Then the non-maleficence is doing no harm. We should, as researchers, we should avoid causing physical, emotional, social, or psychological harm to the respondents or the community. For example, if you're interviewing people about their workplace stress, non-maleficence means ensuring that the interview doesn't make them so anxious that they can't perform their job next day. So this is an example of avoiding a psychological harm. Then justice and fairness. All participants should be treated fairly without any discrimination. So this principle asks who bears the burden of research. Justice means we shouldn't only use vulnerable people for convenience while the benefits of the research only go to the privileged. Then the confidentiality. This is a researcher's promise that while we may use information a participant provides, we will never link that information back to their identity in a way that the public or their peers can recognize. So, the personal information shared by the participant must be protected and kept private. We have to protect the data and we should keep it private without exposing their identity through the research. Voluntary participation. This ensures that the participant should freely choose whether to participate without any pressure. So that means a person's decision to join your study must be a free choice made without any form of influence. It also means that they can leave the study at any time without any penalty. So these are the key ethical principles we have to follow as researchers when doing a study. Harm and vulnerability in research. There are vulnerable groups such as children, survivors of violence, marginalized communities, persons with disabilities, and economically disadvantaged groups. We have to engage them, or we have to uh, request them to participate in certain researches. So these groups are vulnerable because they may feel pressured to participate or cannot fully advocate for themselves. So, these groups, when we are engaged in these groups, there can be harms to them. So, harm isn't always a physical injury. There can be psychological harms or social harms caused by uh, engaging or requesting uh, to participate the vulnerable groups. When considering psychological harm, asking a survivor of a natural disaster to relieve the event can cause re-traumatization. This is an example of a psychological harm. Then, for example, if a study reveals a sensitive information about a specific neighborhood, it could lead to social stigma or even lower property values for that community. So that is a social harm. So we should ensure that these harms are not present or not possible in our research, due to our research. Then confidentiality and privacy. So as researchers, as explained earlier also, we have to ensure the confidentiality and privacy of respondents and their data. We have to use pseudonyms and secure data storages. If when we are collecting data, we have to store the data securely in a cloud platform or in a folder in our PC with password protection. But if we look at the real world situation, you are conducting an interview in a small village or a tight knit office. Even if you don't use a name, if you describe a participant as the only female manager in the accounting department, you have effectively identified them, right? So, true confidentiality requires masking these unique identifiers. We should not expose their identity through the research. So, the privacy is very important, and the confidentiality of data and their identity. There can be ethical dilemmas in fieldwork. In practice, when we are collecting data in field, participants sometimes becoming emotionally distressed uh, due to recalling certain events when we are collecting data. So that is an ethical dilemma. So we have to be prepared for it. Then sometimes there can be unexpected disclosures. For example, What if a participant tells you they are involved in something illegal or are being harmed by someone else? Or so your ethical duty to protect their privacy might clash with a moral duty to report harm. So these are the gray areas researchers must prepare for before they enter the field. Ethics in online research. So there can be several challenges when doing online research. There are privacy concerns and consent. Receiving consent in digital spaces is challenging because we can't see them, but we have to request their consent. Then use of social media data. This is very critical. In the age of AI and big data, ethics is evolving. Just because data is public on social media doesn't always mean it is ethical to use it without consent. People post things with an expectation of a certain audience. As researchers, we must respect that context. Then AI and digital ethics, as I explained. Then data security risks. There are integrity in reporting. Ethics also applies to how we show our results or how we present our results in our study. Fabricating data, only the results that support our hypothesis is a major ethical violation. So, integrity means reporting the truth even if the truth proves your theory wrong. That is a basic, important ethic in research, online research, or whatever the research. So, to wrap up, ethical research is about more than just avoiding lawsuits or the regulations. It is about building trust. When we treat participants with dignity and handle data with honesty, we ensure that the world continues to value and trust scientific discovery. So, next time you design a survey or plan an interview, ask yourself, am I treating this person as a source of data or as a human being? Thank you for watching, and let's keep research human centered.